this video we're going to show how to load or thread the laminating material. And before we do that, I just want to talk a little bit about the laminating film finishes. By far the most common finish used in the wide format printing industry is luster. And luster is a finish, and some people also call it satin. It's between glossy and matte. And luster is usually chosen because it allows the color to stay vibrant, and it'll also knock down a bit of the glare that might be on the product. Glossy is generally used when you want that glossy high impact look or wet look, and matte material is generally used again if you want a toned down look, or if you're doing video or photo production so that you don't get a lot of glare. So we'll start out loading the laminate by using a simple little trick that was showed to me years ago. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a piece of 1-inch masking tape, take about 4 to 6 inches, and then you just hold the tape about a 1/2 inch apart and simply twist it. It makes what looks like a little bow tie. And what that's going to do is going to allow us to tape to the back of the release paper, and it's going to, all in all, it'll make it easier for you to load the material, and it'll reduce some waste. So after that, we're going to raise the main rollers, and we're going to open the nip. The nip is the area where the rollers come together. So we're going to raise the roller all the way up to its highest position, and then we're going to open the press roller to give us access to the nip area. Next, you'll unroll a small amount of laminate, and I say small amount because you want to leave as much of this material on the roll as you can. As soon as you take it off the roll, it has a tendency to wrinkle, and that's what we're trying to avoid. So I'm just going to pull enough out of here so that I can put my bow tie tape onto the back of the release paper, and then tape that to the rewind tube. Next, we'll release the laminate away from the release paper. So I find that it's easiest to get it started right there where I tape it, and then go out evenly both sides. Then you're going to have to tuck it down below the connecting rod and just pull off enough so that it will cover up the top main roll. Now at this point, you want to resist the temptation of winding up the release paper onto the rewind, because if you do, you're just going to pull the laminate back up off of the main rolls. At this point, we'll go to the back of the machine, and we're going to reach through the nip area and get a hold of the laminating film on the front of the main roll there. And you want to grab the material out wide, that you're going to have the best control of it. So you just want to pull a small amount of laminating material through, and then tack it down to the blue feed table here in the back. At that point, you want to go ahead and wind up your release paper onto the rewind tube, and you're ready to laminate any sheet, roll, or board. If you notice you have a lot of wrinkles on your main roll here after you've pulled the laminate through, what you can do is simply lift the tack where you released, or where you tacked it down to the blue table before. Give the material a tug and straighten out the wrinkles on the main roll.